The community is probably the biggest fault of the game. But why is that? Is the Dead by Daylight community actually toxic? What is considered toxic versus what actually is toxic? And where does this problem come from and how do we solve it? So let's talk about it. Is the community actually toxic? It for sure can be. But in my opinion, it's not overly toxic, it's more so entitled. In no other game is your playstyle completely dictated by your opponent, where if you play a way your opponent doesn't like, not only are you a bad player, but you're also a bad person. People in the community overuse the word toxic to the point where it has absolutely no meaning. This is bad because not only are you hurting people who are just trying to play the game, but you're letting people who are actually toxic get away with being toxic. Most people don't want to deal with being harassed for how they played a game, so they'll either quit or try to play the way they know the enemy team would like them to play. The average player wants to get on and enjoy their experience, not play to win and get multiple messages on how they should have played it differently. That is why I believe the Dead by Daylight community is more entitled than it is toxic. What is considered toxic and what actually is? In the Dead by Daylight community, almost everything is considered toxic, from the character you pick to just simply doing the objective. If you have a flashlight to complete your challenge, you're toxic. And if you're sitting around a hook because the last gen just popped and you wanted to make sure to get a sacrifice, toxic. Regardless of how you play, I'm sure anyone who watches this video has been considered toxic for the most random things. Are these things actually toxic? In short, no, they're not. Playing the game and trying to win is not something that would be considered toxic in my opinion. When it becomes really toxic is when you take it outside of the game. When you take it into endgame chat, when you take it into DMs, when you comment on someone personally because of how they played a game, or when you go after someone simply because you don't like them. These things have no place in a for fun game that's basically hide and go seek tag. The community would really benefit from people just saying GG's and going next. Now, what causes this problem and what can we do about it? Obviously, there's a lot of things that contribute to this problem. But the biggest, as much as I hate to say it, would be content creators. There are a lot of content creators, big and small, who complain about the other side being too overpowered. Whether it be perks, playstyles, maps, any design choice behavior decides to make, they have something to say about it that's usually pretty negative. And unfortunately, these creators have an audience that listens to what they say and parrots what they say to other people. This makes people upset about changes before they even happen. It's okay to be upset or worried about a big change that's coming, but ultimately there's no reason to be negative about it until you're able to see how it actually impacts the game. That being said, there's a lot of positive streamers, big and small, who always put their best foot forward to make a difference in the community. There was just a really big charity tournament, the Streamer Bowl, put on by Sergeant Fidget, which raised over $60,000 for charity in one weekend. And there's also an amazing stream team called Horizon Onward who raises money for charity pretty frequently. When we come together as a community, we could do such amazing things. So the solution, in my opinion, would be when you hear things from a streamer, make sure to think about it critically yourself and always do your best to put your best foot forward and try to be positive even in negative situations. Obviously, it's not the easiest thing to do, but instead of attacking somebody for how they played, if you're really that upset, just say GG's and hop off the game for the night, or go next. Either way, the problem gets resolved with us, the Dead by Daylight community. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.